Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the City of Southfield regular meeting of the Planning Commission for May 24th, 2023. We all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I have a roll call, please?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Bernuti,
Present.
Ms. Goodwin-Dye, Mr. Griffiths,
Here.
Ms. Gruber,
Present.
Mr. Martin, present. Dr. Stevens-Gunn.
Present.
You have a quorum to conduct business tonight.
Thank you very much. Before we move with the approval of the agenda, there has been a modification to item number C, which is the announcements and communications. We've added introduction of Thomas Payson, Deputy City Planner, and the recognition of Jeffrey Lawrence Spence, Assistant City Planner. So with those two additions, is there a motion to approve the agenda for this evening?
To the chair, so moved. Accept the agenda as presented.
I second it.
It's been moved by Commissioner Martin and seconded by Commissioner Bernuti that we accept today's agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, Planner Crowe.
Good evening. Thomas, you want to come up here? I'm happy, it's kind of bittersweet. I'm happy to announce Thomas Payson, our new Deputy City Planner, and we will be saying farewell to Mr. Spence, our Assistant City Planner, in a moment. But Thomas Payson has joined us as of May 17th, 2023 as Deputy City Planner in the Planning Department. Mr. Payson holds a Master's in Science from the University of Tennessee with a concentration in Ecology and Evolutionary Biology and a Master's in Landscape Architecture from the University of Michigan. He previously worked as an Assistant Department Head in the Economic Development Department of the City of Dearborn in the Planning and Zoning Division for over 15 years. Earlier in his career, he worked as a consultant community planner with Carlisle Wortman Associates for 6 years. Thomas is certified by the American Institute of Certified Planners. He is also certified by the MSU Extension Land Policy Institute as a zoning administrator. I'd like to welcome Thomas. He'll be working closely with us, and I'd like to give him a few minutes to introduce himself, and then if you have any questions. Thank you.
Hello, Board, Commission. Happy to be here. Happy to meet you all. Looking forward to working with you in the coming months and years. And a lot of exciting things going on in Southfield, so I'm really excited to be here. I'm just a little bit about me. I grew up, born in Michigan, went away to Tennessee for a little while for school, but I came back. Married, had 2 kids. My older boy's at UD Mercy, finishing up his degree, and the youngest is graduating high school tomorrow. Wow. So that's a nice one to get across, get him out of high school. Just happy to be here, and if you have any questions for me, if you need anything from me, feel free to reach out, please.
Commissioner Bernuti.
No questions, but congratulations. We will miss Jeff, but we look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Griffiths.
Good to meet you. Look forward to spending more time working with you.
Great.
Commissioner Gruber.
Nice to meet you, and I look forward to working with you. And
Thank
congratulations.
You. Thank you.
And Commissioner Martin.
Welcome aboard. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Our next item of business, I'm going to ask Jeff to come up here. I know he doesn't like being in the spotlight, but this is well-deserved, and I told him, this is part of us honoring his long service. But I put together a little chronology looking through his files over the years, and I would like to just share that Jeff received his Bachelor of Landscape Architecture at Michigan State University, And I think the one thing that Thomas, Jeff, and I have in common is we all have landscape architecture degrees, so it makes us good planners as well. On April 22nd, 1991, he worked as a temporary planning landscape intern. As of October 28th, 1991, he was hired as a contract employee for the position of landscape design coordinator. Starting September 21, 1992, he became a full-time landscape design coordinator with the City of Southfield. On February 2nd, 1998, he was promoted to environmental planner. On March 4th, 2004, he passed the exam for the State of Michigan Soil Erosion Sedimentation Control certification. On October 1st, 2006, he was reclassified from environmental planner to assistant city planner. He's been active in organizing and participating in the Friends of the Rouge cleanup since 1991. He's been instrumental in issuing tree permits, administrating and enforcing the woodlands and wetlands regulations. He has acted as the Freedom of Information Act coordinator for the planning department. And during his tenure, he has prepared for and attended hundreds, if not thousands, of planning commission, city council, and other boards and commissions meetings. So it's kind of bittersweet. I've worked with Jeff for 13 years to say goodbye, but I truly am sincerely happy that he's going to be spending time with his family. Family is very important to him. He's got a daughter, son-in-law, and 2 granddaughters down in Virginia. And as I said, it's kind of bittersweet, but I really do wish him well. And he's served the city and our department as a steadfast, dedicated, loyal, and very professional person. So with that, I'm going to let him say a few words, and you can acknowledge him as well. And then if you can, I've handed you each a flyer. We're going to have a cake and coffee celebration on Friday, May 26th from 1 to 3 p.m. in Conference Room A. It's going to be kind of an open house drop-in, so if you're in the area and you're available to come by, we invite you. Good luck to you.
On Monday, I had the opportunity to address council as well, and I think basically, I mean, for me, and I think Terry said it right, I'm not one who likes the limelight or the spotlight. I prefer to work behind the scenes, behind the curtain. So it may seem weird that I'm standing before you tonight or have the position that I have had all these years that tend to be out front. But I am truly grateful to the city, as I mentioned, to the mayor, to the council, to administration. I'll mention to you too, the opportunity to serve and to serve you. I know that we all worked pretty well in tandem together, some a lot longer than others. But it truly has been an honor for me to serve the city, to serve the residents, serve the businesses, some who I've worked with before over the years. And I think that's the gist of it. I'm just grateful to have had the opportunity, and looking forward to being in Virginia with family and spending that time with them. So again, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the friendships and the alliances and the fellowship that we've had for so many years. I definitely appreciate it, and keep making Southfield what it is, which is the center of it all, by what you continue to do here today. Thank you.
Commissioner Martin?
Jeff, as I said Monday night, I came to see you and Mr. Huntington get your plaques of recognition. But I want to tell you, it's been an honor working with you. Thank you.
Commissioner Gruber?
Just enjoy the next chapter in those grandkids.
Commissioner Griffith?
I've been working with you on the Planning Commission for over 10 years, and also with my architecture practice, talking to you about projects in the city, and you've always been great to work with. You've always answered or, gotten back to me quickly when we have questions or problems, and congratulations. You reached the goal. Try to get to the end and enjoy the time afterwards, so enjoy.
Commissioner Benuti?
First of all, congratulations, and I've only worked with you a little over a year, and I've learned so much. And also was happy to hear you're from MSU, my as well. So thank you so much, and I'm sure you'll enjoy your retirement in Virginia.
Well, Jeff, all I can say is you want to see your impact and the influence that you've had on the city of Southfield. All you need to do is ride up and down the mile roads. You will be able to see the impact you have had on our community. And we are very, very grateful. The changes that the planning department has made in collaboration with you and Planner Crode has been exponential, and it has impacted the quality of life for all of the citizens in the city of Southfield. So all you got to do is get in your car and drive up and down the mile roads.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much for your
Thank you very
service.
much. And I think I mentioned this at council on Monday. This is a team effort. I mean, none of this can be done by myself, by Planner Crode. It is a team effort with everyone working together for a common goal, and that's to make this city the best city that it can. So,
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, we're
Can I
going to...
shake hands?
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yes, please.
Just enjoy.
I'm about to cry. Okay.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Your meeting's adjourned.
Okay, can we have some information regarding PSLU 23-0004 and the site plan for PSP 23-0007?
Yes, ma'am. So this is a petition from H&T Holdings on the southeast corner of Telegraph and 12 Mile. Is currently B3 zoning for general business, and they are here tonight to get their adult use recreational retail sales to get through that process. Here's an aerial of what it looked like before they got their first approval a few years ago, the old gas station. And this is what it looks like today. Big improvement. Currently, like I said, it's B3 zoning. Future land use is commercial office use, as the master plan indicates. The buffer zone, no schools or residential within 500 feet, and no alternative financial institutions like pawn shops are within 1,500 feet. Here's a picture of the site plan that they have, building, parking lot, the landscaping, landscape plan again, their elevations, and then their floor plan. And then I'll invite the petitioner up for their comments.
Hello again. My name is Nadia Lutfi. My address at Dreams is 28930 Telegraph Road, Southfield.
My name is Paul Lutfi. My address is 28995 Telegraph Road.
We're here today we talked last time about petitioning to go from medical-only sales to adult use. So we did provide some pictures.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I forgot all about them
Okay.
up until this point, so,
That's okay.
yeah.
If I could, through the chair, we'll make sure the pictures are here when you present to council, but just talk a little bit about the operations, how they differ from your existing marijuana and the separations and so forth. Because it's televised tonight, so the
Okay.
viewing public will get a chance to see your presentation.
So currently, we are a medical only, approved for medical only, which is the customers come in with a medical card. They could be over the age of 18 with a physician-approved medical card through the state of Michigan. And that's the only customers that we can service, and it is about 4% of the overall customers in the marijuana business in the state of Michigan. So it's a struggle to stay open when we have such a limited customer base to choose from. So we're petitioning to extend that and get the adult use license. With the adult use license, anyone that's over the age of 21 can come in and shop. They also have a limit. They can't buy the whole store, but they can come in. It's very regulated. We have a security guard that checks the ID, our receptionist that checks their ID and records that they were there. The products are all, they consider it seed to sale in the state of Michigan. So the products have to be grown in Michigan, processed in Michigan, and sold in Michigan. And it's all tracked by a metric. It's called metric. It's a state tracking system. So we know that all the products that we're selling to our customers is state tested, and they know what they're consuming, how it was grown, where it was grown, what chemicals were used to grow it, and it makes it a safe way for people to get cannabis and gets it off the street, buying it from people growing it in their garage and whatnot. So we are just asking that you guys approve this so we can move forward with our current business and extend the opportunity to other customers throughout the city.
And as Nadia said, it's been a struggle for us. We've been open 10 months, and, keeping the doors open. We kept them open because we want to build up the clientele. We're losing money like you won't believe. We don't have to talk about that right now. But we're anticipating more business, of course, because it's like a gas station only be able to sell diesel gas. That's how bad, business is that way. We're new to the business. I've been in Southfield. I was born in Southfield, and we've been on the corner since 1961 with my dad. And it's a business that we're proud to be in because we're doing something that's legal. And we want our customers. I have the gas station across the street, so I see, people that don't buy it legally, and I don't like it. And I hope the opportunity is there for people to buy cannabis at the adult use, and they're wise enough to buy state-approved items.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I'd like to open the public hearing for PSLU 23-0004. If there's any public here that would like to share comments, would you please approach the podium? Is there any public here that would like to share comments? Please approach the podium.
Hi, my name
Hi,
is
please
Dave
state your
Drazen,
name and your address.
25401 Farmbrook in Southfield. I'm a lifelong resident. I went through all the public schools. I do work for Paul. In fact, I'm a landscaper, and I do all four corners there. And I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. That corner looks the nicest it has in 30 years. It always looked kind of junky. And for marijuana, it's been in our schools, it's been in our community forever. And times are changing. It's a business, it's not a drug haven or a drug den, and it serves a good purpose. And I think that we're losing out right now. We're losing out. The community's losing out from everyone going elsewhere. And I think it's a great asset to the area. It's not a bunch of drug dealers on the corner, and I think there's a lot of misconception about that you guys need to think about. That's all.
Thank you for sharing. Is there any additional public comment?
Good evening. My name is Michael Zacks. My address is 20720 North Home Street in Southfield, Michigan. I'm a longtime resident in the city of Southfield. Getting to my age, which is 74, I suffer from a variety of ailments. Unfortunately, none of them is serious enough to allow me a medical marijuana card. So I need the cannabis, and unfortunately, I have to drive to places like Pontiac or, say, 5 Mile in Livernois. I would be much more comfortable driving to 12 Mile in Telegraph. It's a sophisticated, safe location They've done an excellent job with improving that corner, and I believe it will serve the community well by allowing them to have recreational use. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Is there any additional public comment regarding PSLU 23-0004? Any additional public comment? Any additional public comment? Given none, I close the public hearing for PSLU 23-0004. Okay, now Commissioner Martin, do you have any comments?
Yes. One of the things that you didn't mention, and I believe we had asked about it before, because of the difference between medical marijuana and recreational marijuana, you track it differently. You have separate pricing for medical versus recreational.
So as far as pricing, the products will typically be priced the same. There is a 10% excise sales tax for the adult use, and that money is used towards, some towards the schools, to education and research, and a percentage goes back to the city for each location that's open. So it will benefit the city, that excise sales tax money. But the products themselves will be, I mean, it's not like extremely different pricing for adult use or recreational besides the excise sales tax.
So you track
We track it, yeah, we have different, it's the same point of sale system, but they'll have two different sides, a medical side and an adult use side. So we'll have separate registers, separate counters. The products will be like physically separated in the store. For the medical, we'll have one area which is medical, and then the rest of the store will be the adult use. So it will be separate.
Right, we'll have 8 butt tending stations. 2 of them will be medical, 1 on each side, and then the other 6 will be the recreational. We built up a clientele for medical because nobody else is, the medical world has gone so low in Ferndale, the customers are coming to us because they're not handling the medical product. And it's a great customer base that we have, and we're going to continue to have it.
Commissioner Gruber?
No, I have no questions.
Commissioner Griffiths?
This, I guess, needs to happen. You know, you need to be available to everybody since it's legal in the state of Michigan. I've never really understood some cities opt in, some cities opt out. Southfield's taken a very cautious approach. I think it's proven that, you know, it's not oversaturated with locations, and, you know, the market's there's been a lot of change in the market in the last year or so. So I'm in favor of allowing the recreational use in the city because, like you said, everybody just has to go somewhere else, and the percentage of the medical clients is so much smaller in general.
Commissioner Bernuti?
Thank you. How will you handle the additional traffic? The building is rather small, and I do hope that your clientele will increase, but how will you handle that?
So by having our 8 different stations for checkout, just making sure it's in like efficient transactions with our customers. And we have our security guard that's going to kind of help control the line and keep it flowing and the check-in process. Then the medical people will check in and get to go back right away, so they won't have to wait as long because those registers will typically be open more.
And every parking spot will have be able for pickup.
Like curbside pickup.
Curbside pickup, and we are going to start a delivery system also, and a lot of our customers park next door, you know, in the Myers parking lot.
And they
you know
walk
what I mean,
over.
and they cross over. So the shopping center helps.
Will they be able to order online and then pick up?
Yes.
Is that what you mean? Curbside?
Yeah, a lot of people like that because it's more discreet that way. If they don't want to be seen for whatever stigma to come in, so they'll place their order online and then they come and pick it up. And we still do the screening process with their ID, make sure they're verified, make sure they're 21 before they pick it up. So it's very safe still.
Yeah.
And my
You'll do a lot of
last
curbside.
question, in reference to those people who do not live in single homes, that live in apartments, do you have anything that will eliminate the odor?
They do make some kind of sprays and different filters and things like that. So if people want references for different things that will help, we can provide resources. And we do sell some products in our store that you don't even need a medical card to get. They're just,
I'm sure we'll be needing that. Thank you.
yeah.
Okay. Commissioner Martin has an additional question?
Yes. Excuse me. You mentioned that you had two service outlets for medical and 6 for recreational. Do the customers pick up the products off the shelf, or do the?
No, the customer cannot handle any of the product.
Okay.
So we do have some displays that are very secure, they're tethered, and they can pick up the box and look at what's in it, but they cannot. It's very secured, it's in a box. They can push a button and smell the product if they're looking at like the flower. We have some sample packaging out on display, but no products are inside. So no, we call our staff the bud tenders. That's the trade name for it. And so there'll be one bud tender per customer at a time, and they will explain what the products are and help them, and then they only get their products in a stapled bag to leave the store in, like a paper bag that's stapled with their receipt.
So you can attend to up to 8 people at a time?
Right, one
person per?
one person at a time.
Yeah.
So it's very controlled, very
It's a
secure.
service industry.
Yeah.
It's an industry that people know their product, like wine people don't know their product. I used to be in that business, and it's a one-on-one transaction, and it's, they ask questions, and we have to educate the people.
Yeah. No, basically, we had gone through this before, but since this is going to be broadcast to the public, I
Yeah,
was
absolutely.
asking the questions to
Very
try
good
and
question.
make sure that people were aware of how it's going to be done.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Thank you.
Commissioner Gruber?
No.
Commissioner Benuti, any additional questions?
Yes, you did say at our last meeting that each customer would be allowed a maximum of 2.5 ounces. Will
Right.
that remain the same?
Yes.
Okay. And let's see. I think that's all I have. No, that's all. Thank you.
Commissioner Griffiths?
Is this just a special land use at this time?
We can do both, yes.
Oh. So I was here when we enacted the original ordinance and the distances and everything, and, your site is the definition of, I guess basically the ordinance was defined based around the radius of this site. So, I mean, it checked all the boxes then, and, still checks all the boxes in my opinion. And then I think the building, it's a nice building. You tore down the old gas station, you built completely ground up. You've obviously made a substantial investment in this corner for this business, so I think it's only appropriate that the city evolves and allows the recreational use that most other cities have right now. So that's all.
Commissioners, are there any additional questions or comments?
No.
Given none, finally, I think that you all are providing an opportunity for the citizens of Southfield to purchase recreational products within our city limits and not have to go outside the city, as some of the previous speakers had mentioned. So I wish you success with that. Thank you very much. Okay, is there a recommendation?
Yes, ma'am. The Planning Department recommends favorable recommendation of the special use request by Dreams Canna on behalf of the owner, H&T Holdings, LLC, to establish an adult-use recreational marijuana provisioning center on property located at 28930 Telegraph Road, parcel number 2417-226-001, on the southeast corner of Telegraph Road and West 12 Mile Road, City of Southfield, for the following reasons and conditions. Approval of PSP 23-0007 by the City Council. The proposed use is of such size and character that it is in harmony with the appropriate and orderly development of the general business district. The location, size, intensity, and periods of operation are designed to eliminate any possible nuisance likely to emanate there, from which there might be adverse to occupants or any other nearby permitted uses. The proposed use is in accord with the spirit and purpose of this chapter and is not inconsistent with or contrary to the objectives sought to be accomplished by this chapter and principles of sound planning. The proposed use is of such character and the vehicular traffic generated will not have an adverse effect or be detrimental to the surrounding land uses or the adjacent thoroughfares. The proposed use is of such character and intensity and arranged on the site so as to eliminate any adverse effects resulting from noise, dust, dirt, glare, odor, or fumes. The use will not be adverse to the promotion of the health, safety, and welfare of the community. The proposed use is designed and operated so as to provide security and safety to the employees and the general public. Yeah.
Planner Crowe, I have a question before we go to the vote. I am looking on page 14 of the presentation, and we're doing a special use and a site plan. I see the special use, I don't see the recommendation for the site plan, or is it later in the document? Or we're going to do that vote separately?
Yeah, we need to make a motion on the special land use first, and then we'll go into the site plan.
Okay, okay. All right, Commissioners, you've heard the recommendation. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, motion for approval of PSLU 23-0004 for Dreams Cannabis.
I support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Martin and second by Commissioner Griffiths that we accept the favorable recommendation for PSLU 23-0004. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. You might want to change on your recommendation. It says PSP-007. It should be 4. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, at this time, I'd like some information regarding PSLU 23.
If we
I'm
could,
sorry.
through the chair, typically, we'd like to take these together, special land use first, then the site plan.
Okay.
So I don't believe there's any specific changes to the site plan.
No.
So unless you have any questions, this is an existing site. I could have Mr. Bullen read the recommendation for the site plan approval.
Okay. Commissioners, are there any additional questions related to PSP 23-0007?
No.
No. Given none, could you give us a recommendation, please?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it together here. The Planning Department recommends favorable recommendation of the site plan request of Dreams Canna on behalf of the owner H&T Holdings LLC to establish an adult use recreational marijuana provisioning center on the property located at 28930 Telegraph Road. Parcel number 2417226-001 on the southeast corner of Telegraph Road and West 12 Mile Road, City of Southfield, for the following reasons and conditions. Approval of PSLU 23-0007 by the City Council. The final detailed landscape plan must be approved by the Planning Department prior to the project being reviewed by the City Council. Exterior lighting will be shielded to prevent spillage of glare onto adjacent properties. A photometric lighting plan shall be submitted for review by the Planning Department prior to this item going to City Council. The petitioner is to provide a sprinkler system for all landscape areas to encourage preservation of plant materials. The petitioner is to provide an odor control plan for the property. The petitioner is to provide a wastewater control plan for the property. The petitioner is to provide a security plan for the property. The petitioner is to implement the recommendations made by the Southfield Police Department's Crime Prevention Bureau regarding site security. Approval of the site plan and/or building elevations represented do not constitute nor guarantee approval of signage. The facility shall be authorized to sell packaged recreational marijuana and recreational marijuana-infused products to qualifying patients and customers. Hours of operation shall be limited to Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The adult use recreational marijuana provisioning center will be subject to all conditions set forth in Article 4, Section 5.22-8, adult use marijuana establishments, Paragraph 2, Section F, 1 through 29. The site will also meet Southfield Police Department security measures checklist for adult use marijuana facilities.
Okay, Commissioners, you have heard the recommendation. Is there a motion?
The chair, recommend, motion to approve PSP 23-0007.
Is there a second?
I support.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Commissioner Martin and second by Commissioner Griffiths that we accept the recommendation for PSP 23-0007. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Okay, thank you very much. Now we're going to move to PSLU 23-0005, and in conjunction with that, PSP 23-0008.
Yep, so this petitioner is Attitude Wellness LLC. They're Loom Cannabis on the corner of Losser and Coral Gables. Their existing zoning is B3 General Business, and they are also here for adult use recreational retail sales. This is a picture of what the building looks like currently. Current zoning, as I said, B3, future land use, community facilities and other institutions. The buffer map, they meet all buffers requirements. Picture of their site plan and their landscape plan, their elevations, another elevation, and then their floor plan on the inside. And then let the petitioner give you guys comments.
Good afternoon. John Abbo here on behalf of Loom Cannabis Co. at address 26760 Losser Road, Southfield, Michigan. Like Dreams, we are here also for the approval of site plan and special land use for our site for adult use retail establishment. As you know, we were previously open for medicinal sales. However, due to the small market of medical and the significant decline in the medical market, we had to make the difficult decision to temporarily close down our store. It was not an easy decision for our organization. However, just due to the continuous loss of money, we had to make that difficult decision. Even while being closed down, however, we've maintained the site, upheld all of our financial obligations, kept in close contact with all previous employees, and we hope that once we are open for adult use, we'll be able to immediately hire 15 to 20 employees. We've recently held a job fair, great turnout. We think that will ease. We're not going to have a problem hiring employees for the store. We also have our store manager here with us today to answer any operational questions, as well as a number of members from our corporate team. So thank you for this opportunity, and we're very excited to reopen our doors.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to open the public hearing for PSLU 23-0005. If there's any public that would like to share their thoughts or comments, please approach the podium. Again, this is the public hearing for PSLU 23-0005. public comment for PSLU 23-0005. Given no public is present, I'm going to close the public hearing for PSLU 23-0005. Commissioner Martin?
Here again, I believe, just as with the prior presentation, question the same. You separate the medical from the recreational at the checkout, and the product is handled at that time?
Yes, sir. Everything is, just like it was stated before, everything is on two separate, it's the same state database, but you have an adult use license and your medical license. So stuff comes in on those licenses, and you can only sell like medical to somebody who has a medical card. The adult use, obviously, we can sell to anyone who's, over the age of 21 with a valid legal driver's license.
Are the products different that you could sell for?
For medical and adult use, no, they're basically the same thing.
Okay.
It's just testing is really the only difference now in the state of Michigan for medical and adult use, where the medical stuff was tested a little bit differently. But no, now it's essentially all the same stuff. It's just tracked from seed to sale.
Can you tell me what the differences in the testing are?
There is no difference now.
Oh, okay.
I was saying, like, it used to be like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Sorry.
Threw me off,
No,
threw me off
sorry.
for a second. I'm just, okay, and basically that's it. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, similar to the other setup, we would have 1 or 2 registers for the medical, and then we would have the other registers. I think we have 5 of them for adult use, so.
Yeah. You mentioned that you had a job fair.
Yeah.
Can you tell me if any Southfield residents were included? or hired
Yeah,
as a
actually,
result?
quite a few, I would say. Most of the people who we hired lived like within 5 to 15 minutes of the store, so I would say that's a pretty good, local turnout.
How many employees do you plan on having at the facility?
15 to 20 was the number that we originally want to start with, and so we're actually at 15 right now as of today, so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If I could just make a comment, when you were operating as a medical marijuana provisioning center, I noticed one of your employees rode their bike to work, so that means 2 things. The bike rack is a good thing, and someone lives close enough to ride their bike to work. So.
Commissioner Gruber?
Do you have a security guard there at all times?
Yes, we do.
And how many employees are there? If there are 8 registers, do you have 8 employees?
It just depends on the day and the time. Obviously, if we're looking at a Friday or a Saturday, you got busier times, we're going to have more employees in the store. But generally, in most of the locations that I've run or that I've ran in the past, it's in the morning you might have a manager and 3 people there, and then in the evening, let's say you got a manager and 6 or 7 people there. So everybody's rotating around, helping out, making sure that you're getting people in and out, as quickly as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Commissioner Griffith?
I think this is also a good site plan, a good location within the city, and I like the design of the outside of the building, especially the addition of the carport shade structure as it went on. And then I'm noticing this must be an old picture because it didn't have brick at the base of the building, and they have made changes after the building was completed to comply with the ordinance, and now it has brick at the bottom. So appreciate all those efforts to meet all the rules, and I think it's a really nice looking building now and in a good spot, so I think you're gonna do well there.
Thank you.
Commissioner Benuti?
Will you have the same limit of purchase, the 2.5 ounce?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, and how will the customers know what your product, how many products, or how will you advertise?
How will we advertise?
Yeah, to know what products you have available.
I mean, we have our website, so you can, like earlier you were talking about,
So
you
you
can
can
order
go
online.
online?
Yep, you can go online, you can look and see. It's a live menu for exactly what's at the store at that time. And so
Okay.
people can make their choices or pick out what they want that way.
or if they come in, that's where we give them that one-on-one experience, that, you know, that consultation, and really, really go through the products with them to try to explain what it is that they're trying to get.
For those of us who are, well, not us, but for those of people who are not savvy to being online, how would they know or get in touch?
They would come right on into our shop, so that's where we would do that consultation, that
And you'll
one-on-one.
have time to educate them when they come in.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, that's personally one of my favorite things to do, is educating, you know, new people to the market, so.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Commissioners, are there any additional questions? I just have one related to community involvement. Are you planning to do, as part of your grand opening kind of thing, community involvement or community awareness and information, meeting with the homeowners association, that kind of information to bring them up to speed with what it is you're doing and why?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to, you know, be a part of the city council, do all of that stuff. So, yeah, any way that we can get the community involved, I'm all for that. Every store I've been at, that's one of the big things, whether it's helping out cleaning up parks or, you know, your highways, or getting involved somewhere at a soup kitchen. Yeah, we plan to be very involved.
Okay. All right, is there a recommendation?
Yes, ma'am. The planning department recommends favorable recommendation of the special use request. Sorry, where am I at? Well, that's for, okay. Sorry, one second. Recommends favorable recommendation of the special use request by Loom Cannabis on behalf of the owner, Attitude Wellness LLC, to establish an adult use recreational marijuana provisioning center on property located at 26760 Losser Road, Sidwell parcel 2422102-012 on the southeast corner of Losser and Coral Gable Street, City of Southfield, for the following reasons and conditions: approval of PSP 23-0008 by the City Council. The proposed use is of such size and character that it is in, that it is in harmony with the appropriate and orderly development of the general business district. The location, size, intensity, and periods of operation are designed to eliminate any possible nuisance likely to emanate there, from which there might be adverse to occupants of any other nearby permitted uses. The proposed use is in accord with the spirit and purpose of this chapter and is not inconsistent with or contrary to the objectives sought to be accomplished by this chapter and principles of sound planning. The proposed use is of such character and the vehicular traffic generated will not have an adverse effect or be detrimental to the surrounding land uses or the adjacent thoroughfares. The proposed use of such character and intensity and arranged on the site so as to eliminate any adverse effects resulting from noise, dust, dirt, glare, odor, or fumes. And the use will not be adverse to the promotion of the health, safety, and welfare of the community. And then the proposed use is designed and operated so to provide security and safety to the employees and the general public.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'd like to make a motion for a favorable recommendation of PSLU 23-0005.
Is there a second?
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Griffiths and second by Commissioner Benuti that we accept the favorable recommendation for PSLU 23-0005. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, is there a recommendation for PSP 23-0008?
Yes, ma'am. The planning department recommends favorable recommendation of the site plan review request of Loom Cannabis on behalf of the owner, Attitude Wellness LLC, to establish an adult use recreational marijuana provisioning center on property located at 26760 Losser Road, parcel number 2422102-012, on the east side of Losser Road between M10 Lodge Freeway and the I-696 Freeway, Section 22, City of Southfield. Approval of PSLU 23-0005 by the City Council. The final detailed landscape plans must be approved by the Planning Department prior to the project being reviewed by City Council. Exterior lighting will be shielded and prevent spillage of glare onto adjacent properties. A photometric lighting plan shall be submitted for review by the Planning Department prior to this item going to City Council. The petitioner is to provide a sprinkler system for all landscaped areas to encourage preservation of plant materials. Petitioner is to provide an odor control plan for the property. Petitioner is to provide a wastewater control plan for the property. The petitioner is to provide a security plan for the property. And the petitioner is to implement the recommendations made by the Southfield Police Department's Crime Prevention Bureau regarding site security. Approval of the site plan and building elevations does not constitute nor guarantee approval for signage. Separate approval and sign permits must be obtained from the building department. The facility shall be authorized to sell packaged recreational marijuana and recreational marijuana infused products to qualifying patients and customers. Hours of operation shall be limited Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Adult Use Recreational Marijuana Provisioning Center will be subject to all conditions set forth in Article 4, Section 5.22-8, Adult Use Marijuana Establishments, Paragraph 2, Section F, 1 through 29. And the site will also meet Southfield Police Department's security measure checklist for adult use marijuana facilities.
Okay. Is there a motion?
To the chair. Motion to approve PSP 0008.
I support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Martin and second by Commissioner Griffiths that we accept the favorable recommendation for PSP 23-0008. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We accept the favorable recommendation of PSP 23-0008. All right, moving on to approval of minutes. I have the minutes here. Commissioner Martin, would you share any insight into the minutes?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You reviewed the minutes?
Yes, I've reviewed the minutes.
Is there a motion?
I have a motion to approve the study minutes of April 12th, 2023.
One second. Gentlemen, we're in a meeting. Your voice is carried. Thank you.
Before you make the motion, April 12th, I don't have them before me now, but I did read them, and there was a correction on it.
Correct?
There was a correction that need to be made on it. I think it was in the second paragraph. It indicated that Commissioner Gunn was present, and she wasn't.
That was corrected.
It was corrected?
Yeah, the correction for April 12th,
Yes.
those items included.
Good, because I lost them in my phone. I did read it, and I'm glad you did make that correction. Thank you.
Yeah, there were several,
Yeah.
on all the minutes, I'd gone through and made some recommendations and changes to them. And along those same lines, on the last page, the next to last paragraph, we had, Planning Spence noted the March 1st and March meetings, so I suggested either add the dates or just put the March in there. So
So they were all corrected. Good.
Yeah, all the minutes had been corrected. Mr. Spence pointed out to me today that he had taken all the corrections I had provided in the minutes.
Thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
Is there any other conversation or discussion regarding the minutes before we move to a vote? Commissioner Griffiths?
No.
Commissioner Grubler? Okay, is there a motion that we accept the approval of minutes?
I make that motion that we accept the minutes of April 12th.
Is there a second?
Second, you said the 12th? or all the minutes?
All of
Oh, well, all
Go-
of
go-
them, not just the
You're gonna
12th.
say,
The 12th with the corrections and all of them.
okay?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved, and it's been moved by Commissioner Benuti and second by Commissioner Martin that we approve the minutes of April 12th, 2023, the study meeting, April 17th, 2023, the joint meeting, and April 19th, 2023, our regular meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries that the minutes from April 12, 2023, the study meeting, April 17, 2023, the joint meeting, April 19, 2023, the regular meeting have been approved. Okay, now we're going to open up for public comment. Given that we're all just here and there's no public present, I'm going to close the public comment section. Mr. Spence, no, Mr. Spence, no, Mr. Spence, oh my goodness. Okay, Planner Crowd.
Yes, thank you. Council updates. We had a busy agenda Monday night. Savvy Sliders, special land use and site plan were approved. We still need some details on the screening around the facility, but it was conditionally approved. The Habitat for Humanity 3 duplexes was approved. Northland Storage ODD was approved with the Phase 1 site plan. The purchase of 15 additional benches and trash receptacles for public transit and pedestrian amenities was approved. The LTU-sponsored 9-mile entrance sign that's going to be located in the corner of Greenfield and the north side of 9 Mile was approved. And yesterday I attended the 9 Mile open house regarding the corridor. We did get good representation from the Arts Commission and some of our elected officials. The invitation that I sent to the Planning Commission, there is a second open house, I believe in Oak Park at a farmer's market next week. The details are in that, so if you didn't get a chance to go last night, it's important that Southfield is represented with their comments and concerns. So if you get a chance to do that, I would encourage it. But we anticipate final plan by the end of June. And once I have the final presentation, we'll be making that at a future Planning Commission meeting. But we've got a lot of good things in the works.
Okay. Is there any miscellaneous?
To the chair.
Yes.
Excuse me, I have a couple of questions to Mr. Crowe. To Planner Crowe. On the presentation for the Savvy Sliders, they indicated that they were removing the canopy when they were in the study session, and at the regular meeting of the Planning Commission, they weren't going to do it. So,
They were going to remove the existing canopy and construct a new one.
So are they, well, at council, they just said they were removing the canopy.
Well,
So that's,
we'll get clarification on it.
Yeah.
Again, it's subject to us fly specking.
yeah.
We still have to work out some details regarding the fencing. But I'll ask Mr. Payson to make a note of that. We'll follow up with them before plans are approved by the clerk's office.
Did they mention anything about the dog park?
The dog park
Yes,
as part of,
in the council meeting.
no, that wasn't on the agenda. Unless it came up under comments after I left, and I was here till 9:30, I think, so I don't recall. It wasn't on the agenda officially, though.
Yeah, and I only mentioned it because Mr. Zorn had mentioned things during the community meeting that might be, I put it on the agenda. I brought it up as a topic, but nothing was.
And as you know, Mr. Zorn wasn't at the meeting, so it might be the future meeting that he'll bring it up under city administrator's comments.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, thank you.
Is there anything else on the miscellaneous or for the good of the order? Given none, I adjourn the meeting at 7:30 p.m.